Hi gorgeous, it's Ker-leen. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing some of the new fragrances I've added to my perfume collection lately. We have just been bombarded with so many new releases that I can hardly keep up. So what I've been doing is kind of dibbling and dabbling, grabbing travel sizes here, mini bottles there, and in some cases full bottles. And I have a few newbies that I'm excited to share with you. So if you're interested in what they are, then please keep watching. Hey friend, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here again. I'm super grateful for you and for your time. And before we jump in, per usual, I like to say hi and welcome to those of you who are new here. On this channel, I talk luxury, I do review videos, I share my fragrance journey, and I also sprinkle in a little bit of lifestyle. So if any of those things sound good to you, then I think you will love it here. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos drop. All right. Let's get into it. The first fragrance I have here, I picked up in a mini size. I ordered some other things off of Sol de Janeiro's website, and that allowed me to try out the new Cheirosa 76. So I picked up a hair conditioner, some moisturizer, and I was able to try out this mini size. I've been using this for a few days now, so let's talk. You may or may not know this, but this is a repackage of Sol de Janeiro's After Hours body mist. After Hours was like a limited edition body mist, and it is now a part of the permanent line. So this is a hair and body mist. This body mist has black currant and pear nectar at the top. It has midnight jasmine, vanilla cream, lush freesia at the mid, and then amberwoods and caramelized patchouli at the base. And that sounds a lot more accurate in my opinion. To me, this fragrance is so sensual. I didn't grab the original After Hours, and some people have said that this has subtle nuances and differences from the original, but I didn't pick up the original, so I wouldn't be able to speak to that. But I will tell you that this fragrance smells really, really beautiful. Although this is a body mist, I absolutely love how it gives off really perfumey vibes. This is a very sensual fragrance in my opinion. When I first put this on, it immediately made me think about wearing it in the evening, wearing it for like a date night, wearing it to go out at night. That's the type of body mist this one is. And I can see why the original was called After Hours. As soon as I sprayed this, I immediately thought, oh, this would be perfect for a night out. And at first blast, I did get that fruity vibe, but it was more of a black currant nectar than a black currant and then a pear nectar. So the black currant is very prominent, but it's like a black currant syrup. So I can see where like that nectar and the black currant would give off this syrupy nuance, because that's exactly what I was getting. Now, as this started to dry down, I did start to pick up on the jasmine, but the jasmine is not sharp. Instead, the jasmine is like coated with like this whipped cream. So it smells very sweet and creamy at the mid of this fragrance. So you get that black currant nectar, then you get that creamy jasmine. And then I feel like all of that is enveloped in this veil of sensual amber woods. This is not very patchouli heavy to my nose, but what I did get was the gorgeous amber woods. This did not last very long on my clothes. I sprayed it on before bed and it was very faint by the time I woke up in the morning. And this also doesn't last for very long. You'll get about 2 hours of moderate projection with this fragrance before it becomes a scent bubble, and then you'll have to reapply. So although this smells like a beautiful perfume, this performs the least like a perfume out of all of the body mist from Sol de Janeiro that I own. So this one is more true to your typical body mist. You will have to take this with you and top up with it. So I would start with the smaller size of this one so that you can carry it around in your bag, because y'all, this is so gorgeous. It's very sensual and sexy and sweet, slightly woody, and you get that gorgeous fruit syrup at the top of this. So I love the DNA. I think this smells amazing. Now, that being said, I think that the performance is a major con. So if the performance in a body mist is not a major deal breaker, then I think you will love this fragrance if you love sweet, creamy, fruity, sensual, sexy type of scents. I think this is a great all-day fragrance for the fall as well. So think fall, think date night, think night out, think evenings for this fragrance. So again, this is Sol de Janeiro's Cheirosa 76. This next fragrance, y'all, is an absolute stunner. This is one that I believe is full bottle worthy, and I currently have the travel size. I should be on a break right now from buying fragrances, but this is calling my name for a full bottle. And the fragrance I'm talking about right now is Brown Girl Jane's newest Carousel. This is such an amazing fragrance, and I am completely enamored with this fragrance. I have it on today. I mixed it with Cassili for like a nice little black currant fruity opening. It is still very hot. It's like 92 degrees today where I live, so I wanted something a little bit more uplifting, which is why I even layered it today. But this is gorgeous on its own. It is the perfect fall fragrance. Honestly, I think this is a year-round scent. It's so good. So this is what the travel size looks like, and you can see it says Carousel. So Carousel is a fragrance that takes you on a little bit of a journey. It opens up very fruity and fresh and bright, and then it gets creamy and very sensual and very grown up on the dry down. At the top of this, you have sugar, you have black currant, you have caramelized apple. Then at the base, you have Lily of the Valley, coral rose, and orange blossom. And then at the base, you have a sandalwood cream, a musk, and a cherry leather. And when I tell you that dry down is absolutely amazing, it really truly is. What I love about Carousel is it takes you on a little bit of a journey. It's not like the longest journey or the most complex, but it is interesting enough to capture you and lure you in and make this fragrance extremely addictive. That's what this fragrance is for me. Absolutely addictive. So in the opening, you get that really sparkling black currant. It's very juicy and fruity. I get hints of that apple as well. So it's very sweet, juicy, and fruity. There's also Lily of the Valley in this fragrance, so I'm assuming that's adding to that fresh feel as well. But then I start picking up on hints of a floral. The florals in this fragrance are more supportive, so none of them stand out per se, but you do get a hint of the florals. And when I say hint, you really do get a hint, because the florals come in right before you're cascaded into the base with that gorgeous woody and creamy base with like a leathery touch, which makes this fragrance extremely grown up. This is actually a part of my layering combo today, so I'm gonna spray it on again. This is so delicious, y'all. So what I'm getting right now is a burst of fresh, juicy black currant, but then I'm getting something very creamy, something very sugary sweet. So you get a really nice fruit at the top. It's very bright and uplifting and very sweet and slightly syrupy. Then you start picking up on a touch of florals. They're really just supportive notes. Then you get something very rich and creamy, and you get a little bit of the woodiness that's in this fragrance. And at the very dry down, that leather note, that cherry leather note, is absolute perfection. That's the last thing that I smell on my skin when this is in its final phase on the complete dry down. So y'all, I thought they outdid themselves with Carnival. No, they have outdone themselves with Carousel. So if you do not own any Brown Girl Jane fragrances and you have a similar nose to me, start with Carnival and Carousel. You will not be disappointed in the way these two fragrances smell. Now, unlike Carnival, Carousel will last on your clothes for 6+ hours. Carnival was very short-lived. Although it smelled incredible, it was extremely short-lived. This one, in comparison, it has like a moderate projection for those first 3 to 4 hours, but you will smell this on your clothing the entire day, which I think is great because we're going into the fall and we really need our fragrances to withstand the cold weather, and this one definitely will. I think it's because of the base notes in this fragrance. There's some really heavy, substantial base notes like the sandalwood cream and the cherry leather. So you're going to get 3 to 4 hours of moderate projection, but this will last on your clothing the entire day, so you don't have to worry about that. So again, this is Carousel. by Brown Girl Jane, one of my latest obsessions. So this next fragrance is one that I've also not been able to put down ever since I got it. It is just amazing, and I did a video talking all about this fragrance. I will link it here, and this is Paris Corner's newest Juicy Melange. Juicy Melange really caught me by surprise. I was not expecting to love this fragrance as much as I now love it. It is extremely luxurious. It's a luxury fragrance. It's extremely polished, extremely sophisticated, and it's been perfect for the warm weather that we are still experiencing here where I live. I thought that because this came out around the same time as Lattafa's Yara Candy, that this was going to smell very candy-like and that was going to be it. Boy, was I wrong. I was so wrong. It's incredible. I love it. It is unlike anything I currently have in my collection, and I think that's what I love about it. There's just something about it that I can't quite put my finger on that keeps me coming back over and over again. It's so good. I did detail the fragrance and the notes and all of that in the review video about this fragrance. It will be linked, so definitely check that video out. But this fragrance is interesting because it's very fresh in the opening, but I think what makes it unique is the nutmeg. And for me, I wasn't really picking up the basil in the opening of this, but I have been trying to concentrate and see if I can pick it up. And I do pick up hints of something herbaceous, so like an herby scent, but I still can't quite make out the basil that's supposed to be in here. What I get in the opening is that freshness mixed with that nutmeg. I feel like I can pick up the apple, the peach, the strawberry that's supposed to be at the top of this fragrance, and then I get a hint of that nutmeg, almost like a sprinkle of nutmeg. And then at the mid, what stands out the most to me is the lily of the valley, and then I'm able to detect a hint of the iris that's in here. Then on the dry down, I feel like that sandalwood, the tonka bean, the vanilla, I feel like those notes really come alive, especially on my skin, and it makes for a creamy and sweet dry down with it still being very bright and fruity. So this is such a gorgeous fragrance. It's very sophisticated to my nose. It smells like something niche to my nose. It smells very polished, very elevated, and I absolutely love this one. This is Juicy Melange from Paris Corner. The next fragrance is one that I've also covered on this channel. I did a dedicated review video for this fragrance, and this is Fleur's newest Heavy Cream. This is one that I cannot wait to do some layering with when it starts to get colder here. As of right now, I've been wearing it to bed, and it gives off very cozy vibes. It's very light, very fluffy. It doesn't feel cloying in any way, shape, or form. It just smells very sweet and very whipped and very creamy and just deliciousness in a bottle. This one is very easy to wear, and it's also very likable. So this fragrance is very light wearing. You can wear it in any setting, and it's going to give you those cozy yet light and easy gourmand vibes. So this is one that I will be layering with lots of different scents this fall, and like I said, I talked all about this one previously, so definitely check that video out. But this is a new one that I'm super duper happy to have, and this also smells truly unique in my collection. It's unlike any other body mist or fragrance that I currently own. So this is Fleur's Heavy Cream. This next one, I've been trying to convince myself that I do not need a full bottle of it. However, I do not think I've been able to convince myself of that fact. I went into Sephora, I smelled it, and I could not stop thinking about it. I am actually on my way to Sephora to pick up a travel size of it, and we'll see how it goes. This is one that when I sprayed it on and I came out of Sephora, my husband immediately complimented me on. He said it smelled very grown up and very sexy, and I would have to agree with him. It definitely does. It's a vanilla that's a little bit different than anything I have currently, and so I think that's what I'm using to justify getting a full bottle. But we're gonna start with the travel size and we'll see what happens. And the fragrance I'm talking about is Gucci's newest Flora Gorgeous Orchid. I don't even know how to describe this fragrance. It's just beautiful. absolutely beautiful. It is a very feminine leaning vanilla because while it opens up with vanilla, so to me in the opening it smelled very like citrusy, like a citrusy vanilla. It quickly develops into this very sweet and creamy and almost fluffy gourmand type of vanilla. So if you've read the reviews about this fragrance, you'll note that people are picking up a banana note. And I think the reason why people are picking up banana is because this fragrance has this very creamy and rich, not overly sweet, yet very subtly green nuance at the mid. And I think that may be why I'm not picking up like a ton of banana, but I am picking up very rich, creamy, yet slightly and subtly green, almost as if you're picking a banana off of a plant. Those are the nuances that I get in this fragrance. I will be back with more thoughts, so I will interject those thoughts here for you after I pick this up and I experience it all over again. But just know that this is gorgeous. It's not like your typical gourmand. It doesn't veer into the territory of being food-like, yet it's still a very delicious smelling fragrance. It's beautiful. To my nose, this fragrance opens up very bright. It's almost like a cloud of vanilla with a green undertone. I also pick up on that vanilla orchid at the mid. It's a very undistinguishable floral note. And then this fragrance just stays really bright and vanillic. It's a little bit more creamy, sweet, and warm on my skin, whereas on my clothes, it's a little bit greener in nature. So that wraps up this video of some of the new fragrances I've picked up recently that I am just so excited to play around with and explore and have fun. I want to know, do you have any of these fragrances? If so, which ones do you have and what do you think about them? Are you loving them? Do you plan on getting any of the ones that I mentioned that you don't already have? So let's chat about these new fragrances down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Today, I wanted to remind you how important it is to be consistent. Consistency is going to win in all things every single time. So no matter if you're limited on resources like time and money, no matter if you messed up in the past in one area or a goal that you had or in a relationship, consistency is going to win every single time. Being consistent and putting one foot in front of the other is going to make way for those resources and make way for those second chances and just those opportunities to reach your goals in due season. So really half the battle is being consistent, is continuing to show up day in and day out and believing in yourself, betting on yourself, investing in yourself, no matter what it is you're trying to achieve. That is something that I'm currently living through, is believing in myself, believing in who God has created me to be, the skills that He's given me, who He says I am in His Word, and showing up for myself, investing in myself day in and day out. And in looking all around me, I can see different areas in my life where consistency paid off. So I know that principle to be true, and it will apply to anybody's situation, no matter who you are or where you are in your life right now. So I wanted to share that with you to encourage you. Of course, I will be over here doing the exact same thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye.